Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? How are you doing this afternoon, this evening, wherever you're watching us from? Welcome, and this is the Alternative Voice. How are you doing? How is the pandemic so far? Yes, thank you very much if you're joining us live on Facebook, YouTube. This is the account for the Alternative Voice, and I'm your host tonight, Cleophas Oluoch. Feel free to join us. Tuambie weekend yako imeanza aje? How is the going so far? And feel free to share with us how the new restrictions are with you. Join us on Facebook and YouTube at The Alternative Voice, and Aaron Araka is already there on YouTube. And so, without wasting much time, we go straight tonight, and we have awesome guests here with us, and that's Francis Omondi. Hi.
Hi, Cleophas.
Habari ya uliko?
Hey. Huku niliko mambo shwari kabisa
nimetoka kwa hiyo lugha. So welcome Francis Omondi. If you're joining us for this live broadcast, it's 3 minutes past 8 p.m. Nairobi time, and that's the East Africa time. Thank you very much for sparing your time. Join us on the comment section as we discuss amazing topic today, and we have amazing guests who will be telling us how is love for IT met space science. What's IT? What's space science? Join us. Francis Omondi, karibu. And so take us through this discussion tonight. It's an honor having you. I know it must have been a very busy evening for you. Kindly tell us, introduce yourself to the viewers. Who is Francis Omondi?
Thank you very much, Cleophas. Once again, as Cleophas has mentioned, I am Francis Omondi, and I am proud. I don't call myself an IT practitioner, neither do I call myself a GIS practitioner, but I prefer calling myself a GeoIT person, so that I'm able to merge the two fields of IT and geospatial science. So that's who I am.
Francis, what is this GeoIT? What's GeoIT? Some of us did geography in high school, and that was the end of it. Now you introduce IT to it. Does that make it more complex? What's GeoIT?
GeoIT, to explain, the geo part is the geography part of it, because you tend to know that the little knowledge, the introductory knowledge that we had on geography in our earlier years of education, be it in primary school and also in secondary school, it introduced us to geography, which simply put, is the study of Earth as home of man. But again, you come to realize that whatever phenomenon that is happening on Earth that affects our life on Earth being the home of man, somewhat extends beyond what we can see, we can feel when we are on this planet. So now there's that aspect now going beyond the Earth for monitoring, for predictions, and all that. Now that's where now the GIS comes in. But now to be able to support the communication between all these various technologies that in one way or another work together to ensure that we as human beings live on Earth in a very sustainable way, whereas we are able to use the resources that the Earth provides for us at the moment, as well as taking care of the future generations so that we are not deprived of whatever we are enjoying at the moment. Now, for us to ensure that now there is this communication between the two systems, now IT comes in. So IT somewhat is the foundation or an enabler. It's not even the foundation, it's an enabler of GIS. So I really didn't understand when you asked what is GeoIT. Are you asking about the company? Are you asking about?
I was almost cutting you short because you've taken us with such a high speed so far, and from what we can see, we have viewers on YouTube and Facebook. We have Vari Araka, Robert Masai, Josephine Kieti, Millicent, Ochieng, and Rebecca Mora. And these people might be wondering, Francis Omondi, what are you doing? What are you doing? Tell us. In high school, I know you finished high school and then went to university. What did you do in university, and which university did you go to? At least we can start with the background check.
For my undergraduate studies, I pursued a bachelor's degree in information sciences, whereby I specialized in IT. And then for my postgraduate studies, which is currently ongoing, though on the last phase now, I'm at the University of Nairobi pursuing a master's degree in geographic information systems, which is GIS. It depends. When you go to other countries, they call it geoinformation science. You go to other countries, it refers to as geospatial engineering. It's one and the same thing. So here in Kenya, it's referred to as geographic information systems. So that's where I am currently, and that's what I do. Yes.
Oh, interesting. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us on YouTube and Facebook, we are here tonight to talk to Francis Omondi as he shares with us how his love for IT. Now you've understood why he's into this thing called GeoIT, because of his background and what he's currently pursuing. Some of you are not good in geography, and some of you are good in geography, and that's why Rebecca Mora is saying, I look forward to this one today because it's something I really love. There are those people who are taking geospatial engineering in more university, in other universities across the country. Feel free, join us in the comment section, share with us your thoughts on this. And so we kick it off. Francis Omondi, how did you get to love IT, and how did it meet space science? What's this space science, and how did your IT come in, and now you are on your master's degree?
Yeah, I can simply say that it has been a burning dream since I was a small boy. I've always wanted to be beyond the physical Earth surface, being in the outer space, things to just do, like you're just up there and you can see everything down here. But well, I can say it has been a long journey because I didn't really get to be guided at my early years on which path I really need to take. But ideally, with all this meandering, somewhat, I'm even finding it I even understand how I had to go through those things because now I'm able to incorporate all this knowledge. So I've always wanted to be somewhere on top where I can see the earth. So that's where now the love of geography came in. But now, how do I get to be on top so that I can now see the earth? Now that's where now the space aspect comes in. But again, you come to realize that, as I've mentioned earlier, how do you being on top and able to see the earth, how do you make these two things to communicate? Because remember, these are technologies, these are systems, these are hardwares, these are machines. They are made by man, so they are sent for a particular mission, and we expect feedback from them. So now the aspect of communication, now IT comes in as an enabler. Things to do with the database, how are you able to store this information? Things to do with now telecommunication, how are you able to channel these electric signals from the outer space to Earth on the receiving station, and then it's converted. You see now the aspect of telecommunication comes in. And then now the analysis part. Yes, you've gotten the feedback, but can you understand what the machine is telling you? Can you draw meaning from it? Now that's where now the analysis part comes in. Then now what do you do next after your analysis? You can apply it now for decision making. Like now they are building the expressway from JKIA to some part in Wayaki, along Wayaki. So definitely GIS was used to map the route. You see, to find the least cost path or distance where this road should pass through. Number one, making it cost effective to build. Number two, where we will have very minimal disturbance to the natural and the built environment. You get my point. And number three, whereby still we are also able to take care of the aesthetics. And that's why you are seeing the expressway passing where it is passing. Now, if you check the SGR, it passes through some place like in the middle of nowhere. You see, you find that these two technologies, the GIS is able to find for you where should you pass this thing. So there are issues of physical features. Are there barriers, natural features like mountains along the path? How will it cost? How much would it cost to maybe flatten it or create a path for it? You see, If there isn't, is there another route that this thing can pass? You see, there are various parameters that must come in. Some of the natural features could be gradient, existence of maybe mountains, flood-prone things, and all that. So GIS, yes.
Yes, if I can cut you short, then you'll continue. If you can bring to speed our viewers, because there are those people, you're only concentrating on the physical features, and yet in geography, we were able to tackle even some of the natural resources that we had. Let's say, take an example. SGR is passing right through the national park, and it's destroying the habitat. You talk about the expressway, Nairobi Expressway, running through from JKIA to some parts in Wayakiwe. It has distracted and made the environment, in a simple term, lose its beauty. The trees are being cut down. How is geography, or how did GIS inform such a decision to destroy nature? Or is it a plan that after the construction, it will be brought back to life? Or how do you do your mapping at the end of it all?
That's very interesting. Eh? So let me first handle the SGR and the Nairobi National Park issue. Eh? So what you come to realize, even where this SGR passes through the Nairobi National Park, number one, it is close to the edge of the park. Number two, it not necessarily pass through the hub where wildlife it passes through a point where there is very minimal disturbance to the wildlife. Are you getting? So these were parameters that were mapped. And then number two, even the noise level of the running train, the wagons as they run on the rail. How noisy is it, and what is the implication to the ecosystem that surrounds the railway line? So you come to realize when all these parameters are mapped, it allocates for you the least cost path, because definitely wildlife movement was mapped to ensure that where at this point do this thing get to move? Okay, fine, they're moving through this point A and point B. So how best can we implement this SGR while ensuring that we are not disturbing the animals in their natural habitat? So that's why they decided to erect pylons. And then the pylons were erected at a height. This height, number one, need to consider the height of the tallest wild animals. And number two, as you check how sound waves travel, again, it had to be quite high. So a lot of things had to come into play. And now, on the issue of the expressway from JKIA to Wayakiwe, you see, even us back at home in the village, we plant maize and we harvest it and we cut down the maize stalk and we prepare the land again. So cutting down one or two trees does not necessarily qualify that the construction is somewhat harming the environment. Like if you can check, at most point where the expressway is passing between the dual carriage. There is a lane on this other side and the lane on this other side. So it's passing in between. And at points where there is going to be environmental distraction for it to come, then there are aspects of land reclamation and land rehabilitation after the project. So all these factors were considered. And you'll come to realize there is even a time that the expressway had to be diverted to ensure that the fig tree, I know we have one of our alumni from Moi, Patricia Combo, who was so agitated over this.
And hearing your statements tonight, I think she might have a different opinion on how the alternative voice is taking this discussion. She's someone who is passionate about environmental conservation, and when it comes to trees and keeping our environment clean. She was against the expressway passing there, and all that thought, as you've said, you come from the Ushago. You're allowed to do some things, then later they'll make sense. So where's home? Where's home, Francis? Maybe they're watching. Give them a shout out before we take a break.
I give them a shout out. I know my sister is watching from Nanyuki. Thank you very much for your support. Home is Nanyuki, and then the other side, of course, Migori County, which is my ancestral home. Yes. But
amazing.
Go right now, this Nairobi.
Great, Francis. Ladies and gentlemen, you are joining us live on Facebook or YouTube. This is the Alternative Voice, and we have Francis Omondi, founder and CEO of GeoIT Solutions, here with us tonight. And we're having this discussion, at least you be motivated. that at the end of this discussion tonight, you'll be changed and something you love will turn to be the something, that thing that brings income or earns your living, wherever you're living. Yes, here we are, the comments. We have Robert Masai. Robert Masai, pandemic has reduced to people we know, close to us. Guys, take care. That's a reminder from Robert Masai. That's a journalist and a reporter of Radio Citizen. Thank you very much for joining us. Josephine Kieti, tuned in from Nairobi. Thank you very much. Millicent Ochieng, I'm in and ready for the inspiration tonight. Thank you very much. Rebecca Mora, there we are. I look forward to this today, this one today, because it's something I really love. Shaq Charles on YouTube, following. Kevin Otieno Molo, PC, already tuned in. Pascal Salah, tuned in from Kakuma. We are now covering the whole country. And if you're joining us, Jackie, Bet, following. Two Wheelers Diaries, here we go again. Thank you all for joining this live session. And Josephine Kieti is looking forward to this discussion. William Decker is here, and William Decker has a message for you if you check his status. Anasema ya kwamba wendo angalia ile 5G. 5G imeshika kijana anakufa na bundles.
Ideally, nilimwambia upgrade simu. I cannot be using 50 Mbps for 5G. And I'm on 4G and I'm getting 80 to 100 Mbps.
I tell you, this is an interesting time, and if you can find us without any itch, we are in Nairobi and we are enjoying 5G courtesy of Safaricom. Yes, and that's where we say it's honest, true, and what for you. Keep it Safaricom as you keep watching us at the Alternative Voice. And we have William Decker saying, this guy is very clever. Celestina Ward tuned in. Daniel Jaka, wow,
That's
very informative. Celestina Ward is your sister?
Yes. Very
Thank
good.
you very much, Francis Omondi sister, for joining. Daniel Jaka, wow, very informative topic. How is GIS connected or related with civil or geotechnical engineering? Okay, Francis, answer that before we take the shout-outs from Eunice Mwangi, Masimbone. Note that question, we'll come back to it. We have Eunice Mwangi. Eunice Mwangi is saying, Omondi, na anacheka hapo mbaya, anacheka yake yote hapo. Then we have Masimbone. This is a radio presenter at Milele FM. Anasema IT and geography combined. Watu wamesoma huku nje.
Bado, hatujasoma, usitishike.
Huyu jamaa kwanza kwa anasoma. Yeah, I was privileged to be with him in Moi University. When I was in my first year, alikuwa anang'ang'ana kumaliza shule. Thank you very much. And we have Felicity Nkatha Omosh. Felicity Nkatha is here. Great Hope Children's Home. Hello, Omondi. Angela Kimaru, so educative. Great Hope. Following the discussion. Following Mam Jen. That's from Great Hope Children's Home. Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mam Jen. Zimmerman, thank you.
Yes, that's the contact. Thank you very much for joining us. Shati Deka anasema nini? Nimepoteza comment ya Deka. Shati ya huyo moderator ni kali. Yes, we Francis, by the way, we copy our president a lot. Vile hatupeani masharti, but masharti ziko courtesy of Mamu Men. Yes, that's Zainab Said.
Hiyo shati yako imepanda ndege.
Yes. Sasa, before we come back to the questions down here, Francis Omondi, there's a question raised by Daniel Jaka. If you can get that question by Daniel Jaka on the screen, so that, yes, how is GIS connected or related with the civil or geotechnical engineering? Tafadhali, kama unasikia hizi maneno makubwa na uelewi, relax. Francis Omondi is here for us tonight, and we are here to learn. Yes, Francis, answer Daniel.
Daniel Jaka. You know, I like how he chose his words very wisely. GIS, civil, geotechnical.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just touch on a bit of GIS, which I can authoritatively talk about. Civil and geotechnical, I only have a bit of ideas that come in. What I understand about civil engineering is it's more of works that happen on the civilian field, be it road construction and all those. Now, how does GIS come in? Now, let me give you a case example. Probably you're a civil engineer and you're a contractor. You've been constructed by Nairobi. Tuko na shida gani kubwa? We have the greatest problem of drainage, sewer line na maji kufika, si ndio? Now we have issues with our pump station, probably at hapo UN, hiyo pump station ya Nairobi Water imeharibika, or to extend the network. Yeah, we pump station, let's say it currently serve maybe estate A. I don't want to mention estate because I'm not so sure which pump station that particular pump station serves. So it serves maybe estate A. Estate A has maybe 20 households. And then you come to realize that even the consumption of estate A is lower. So the pumping station is not used as it's supposed to be. So now the government sits down and say, I think to solve now a question of water supply in estate B that could be maybe 10 kilometers apart away from estate A, instead of running another pipeline from maybe Ndakaini or wherever, let's extend the network. You know, this pump station that is at hapo hivyo next to UN. So now what do you do? Now this is a civil work because number one, you have to dig trenches, you have to map where you want to take it, how are you going to pump this water, where are those booster stations, and how are you going to connect it? So now, how will GIS help you find the optimal path to put this pipe? You see, when they're constructing roads, there is always an allowance for utility line. Utility line kama 3 meters hapo kando ya barabara, unaweza pitisha fiber, a sewer line, steamer, all that. So that is one thing unaweza tumia. What if umeenda mahali hiyo estate yenye wanaweka hata haina, ni hizi tu manyumba zenye mashamba zenye zinauzwa, gated community, kwa ground ni nyasi. Unaambiwa barabara ni hii lakini ni nyasi. So how do you do it? So now GIS will help you. You've already mapped it. It will draw for you the map if you want to follow the utility lines. And again, you also have to set the parameters. Remember, this one is the least cost. So this cost here comes in cost, the actual money that you have to invest in to get this thing done. Okay? Ukienda mahali uone unapandisha mlima, you have now to pump. You see, you're going to spend more money first to put the pipeline, and number two, to maintain flow of the fluid hapo. But ukienda mahali unaangalia, ukipata mahali iko slopey, capture number one. So GIS will help you to route. And number two, it also helps you to monitor. Like, you know, this household, you project it to have maybe 250,000 people. What is the capacity that the volume of maybe the water that can be used at a given time per household? Is it 3 meter cubed per day or per week or per hour? So from that kind of information, you are even able to it will even inform you what is the diameter of the pipes you're going to use. How much of water are you going to do? Even if you're going to practice water rationing, how are you going to implement it that even the residents are not going to feel a pinch? They're able to understand that. Maji kipotea siku moja siku mbili, it's fine. Bachelors kama sisi tukienda hata siku 4 siku 5 hatuna shida, lakini kigonga wiki ndio tunaona shida. But mimi wa msafi. So that's how GIS comes. Geotechnology,
yes,
it's somewhat the same, because now GIS helps you to solve to solve all these mysteries. You know, as a human being, imagine umeletewa files 10, umeletewa data ya barabara, umeletewa data ya maybe slope, mteremko, milima venye iko, umeletewa data ingine ya watu, umeletewa data ingine ya existing water lines, umeletewa data ingine ya maybe the amount of water venye inakuja. Sasa imagine you want to analyze each and every particular record in this sheet of data. You know, our brains cannot, ziko so limited to do that. Unaona, because lazima uangalie, lazima kama ni maji, nataka niwe nikipitisha 30 meter cubed per minute between 8 am to 5 am. Sasa uende kwa household data uangalie the households gani zinapitia 30 meter cubed, weke zote. Alafu kuja uangalie, now I want to find the path yenye ina milima so that I don't have to put a pump station ya kuchapa maji up the hill. You see, combine all these analysis into one, you will burst, you know. So what do you do? Now GIS came in, it's just a software, you feed all these parameters, una set fair priority mahali hakuna mlima, so that unatumia the force of gravity. Now another priority kama ni 30 meter cube capacity, unataka kupitisha, itakwambia ni which parts of that particular estate utapitisha hii maji. And then from there, it will also inform the diameter, because remember, the diameter of the pipe also informs the pressure that the water has to flow. Sasa hiyo, it's instant on a click. But if you are to do it manually, no. It will take a
Francis,
lifetime. Yes.
Francis, if I can just ask you, this looks like a very difficult job to do. And remember, we are living in a society where we have information overload and we have information available everywhere. And here we are talking about GeoIT, where communication of these geographical facts and information should be relayed somewhere. So kindly bring us up to speed. If by any chance we need to know this information or to have such or to be equipped with the information that we need as far as the geographical representation of our location is, where can we get them? And that takes me to your foundation, your company that you have, that's GeoIT Solution. What kind of information do you put there and how can we access them? That will come then. Before you give us the information, we have everyone who is watching us and their questions. Join us at the Alternative Voice on Facebook and YouTube. Tonight we are hosting one, Francis Omondi, joining us right now, and we have him talking about how his passion for IT met space science. He has explained for us space science ni mtu anataka kuangalia dunia hivi. Yes, he wants to see the planet from the top so that, yes, I hope you get. Yeah, like anataka kuangalia kutoka juu. And we have everyone who is tuned in. Claire Omondi, Better Graphics, Philip Letu El Tumunyan. Yes, we are Cleophas, Duncan Mwathi. Everyone who is here, we are coming back for the shout out, and remember to click on that subscribe button on our channel. That's the Alternative Voice, and follow us on Facebook. If you're watching us on Twitter, follow us as well. Francis, how can we get this vital information?
Now, you see, one aspect whereby you can be able to get this information is maps. You see the output, like a map is just a graphical representation of whatever thing you want to communicate, be it a natural phenomena, be it how the landscape is. You can, like, if you go to most government offices, you will find that on the wall, wameweka the National Optic Fiber Network map, the National Fiber Optic yenye gava inaweka. So you are able to see if fiber imepita hivi. So one way you can be able to get this information is through maps, right?
Yes.
Now, number two, some of this information it's also specific to whatever need or whatever audience. You see, like for me, if you want to talk to, maybe you want to communicate something, maybe to do with maybe voter how polls were conducted, you want to understand. One way you can do it is how the IBC does it. Wanatuchorea table hapo with summaries and everything. You see it summarized. You can also make a map out of it. But now, how do you get this information? Trust me that the GIS is dependent on data, and data acquisition is very expensive. So you'll find that most entities that deal with geospatial data, whatever output that they have, some of them even sell it. Depends on how they price it is purely dependent on them. Some of them will price it just to be able to acquire that particular part of the money that they might have invested to get this data that was used now, that was processed to get this particular information that we're looking for. Some of them may even throw away the cost of doing all that job to the final user. Some of them will even give it for free. Like we have sites like even when you are requesting for Uber, you have to see your map see a map of where the driver is coming. See, this one is now open free data. This data, the street data that you're able to see, ako wapi, ako hapa Kenyatta Avenue, ako pale Majengo, unaona anakuja. This open street map, they give this data for free, which anyone can use it to build on whatever solution they want. So how you get it is purely dependent on how you can do it. But one thing that is quite interesting is the world has recognized that actually geospatial data, and let me just briefly explain what geospatial data is. You see, we have the normal data, maybe statistics, how many students are in primary school, right? Maybe in Nairobi County ama wapi. But now the geo part is the location. Okay, we have 200,000 students in Nairobi County, right? Where are they located? Now the where part, which is the location, qualifies this data to be geospatial, so that we'll find maybe in Estate Zimmerman, now there is a coordinate hapo inaonyesha Zimmerman, this primary school, it has 20,000. You go to another place, it has 30,000. Also, now the location aspect of it qualifies this data to be geospatial, because all these things are happening on the planet. And if it is happening on a planet, it's a place that we can get there or we can see it. All right?
Yes.
So now that you've understood that, so now the world has understood the importance of that. Actually, even the other day, one of the presidential address, the president highlighted the issue of having a national geospatial data infrastructure, which is a very good thing. Actually, it's quite technical though. It will be more like a Huduma Center. You know, Huduma Center is that one-stop shop that you can get all government services.
Yes, including Huduma number.
Which I've never received.
And they are campaigning for the government, yes.
So now, now when we'll have that national spatial data infrastructure, it will be like a one-stop shop. Whatever data that you want, unaenda unachukua unapata, kama itauzwa pia bei yake inakuwa subsidized. Exactly.
Amazing, Francis. And thank you for joining us. We are learning, and we are 33 minutes past 8 p.m. East Africa time. And if you're joining us live on Facebook and YouTube, this is the Alternative Voice, and we are talking about how Omondi's love for IT met space science. We have the following comments before we come back to the questions. Philip tuned in from Nanyuki, Guya Cleophas. I like it, bro. Kudos. Felicita Nkatha, Homi, well done, Omosh. Yes. And we have Great Hope Children's Home. Stay safe, all. Duncan Mwathi, Omondi, you are inspiring, bro.
Humble man, humble Dan.
Better graphics, listening, good work, Kalulu. By the way, if you didn't know, this guy is called Kalulu. Yes, someone said here, I'll get that comment. And Asema, you are cunning as your name. Yes, Kalulu.
I really don't know the person you are referring to, but I try to
Good
think
work.
it's not the person you are seeing on the screen.
Good work. Good work, Omosh. Super proud of you. That's from Claire Omondi. Yes, and we have Martin Tesh. Hello, guys. You are having an awesome discussion, guys. Keep it up. And we have Masimbone, that's the radio presenter at Milele FM. Thank you very much always for the support that you give us as the Alternative Voice. She's the one who printed my hood for the Alternative Voice. By any chance you want her, check her out at Mercy Hood Hub. And I don't know if he can help on this, but can he help me understand this? I am living in a house, anasema naishi, whereby the living room and the kitchen has internet, but nikiingia bedrooms, I am officially mteja. Hakuna network completely. Huyu msichana nakaa naishi Zimmerman, mali umeshinda ukisema sema tu hapa. Kuna network.
Zimmerman sijui kama kuna 5G huko, but definitely iko Nairobi, so kuna 5G.
Hebu msaidie.
Masi. Now this one, there will be very many things. Number one, huenda ikawa mali router yako iko kwa nyumba, maybe the optimal location that it can broadcast hiyo signal. Remember, a Wi-Fi signal is just a shortwave radio signal of some very low frequency. Yes. So hiyo maybe inaweza gonga kitchen na living room, and probably between the kitchen and the living room hakuna concrete. Maybe it's just like an open space, you know, from the way you talk, inakaa unaishi kwa zile nyumba yenye kitchen is more of a hallway, you know.
So msichana anaishi kwa nyumba wewe.
Kwani ushaenda huko?
Nilienda kupika up wood yangu. Yes, endelea.
Sawa. So, lakini ukienda the other parts of the house, kama
yes.
if all it's concrete, one thing that inafaa ujue, kama ni ukuta ya wall, si ukuta ya wall, kama ni ukuta ya mawe. You see, the Wi-Fi signal frequency yake iko chini. So, at the time ikitaka kupenetrate hiyo wall ya mawe, unapata strength yake inaisha, so probably that's why you are able to miss on your signal. Or number two, inaweza kuwa mali umeweka router. You see, this thing in a broadcasting divergent in a circular manner hizo signals. But if you take a particular path ya signal, inaenda on a straight line. So probably there is a barrier that is so strong, maybe even in wall or anything else in a block. So unapata signal strength inapotea.
So must atoe wall.
Hapana, wewe acha maneno mingi. So venye unaweza solve hii kitu, unaweza buy that small devices inaitwa like router repeaters ama unaweza buy another router. Una loop tu from the main router, unaweka tu mahali hiyo signal inapotelea, maybe towards tu karibu, maybe hapo mahali unaenda kwa bedroom ama hiyo room nyingine unaweza iset up hapo. So ina pick is low signal yenye inatoka kwa hii main router, by the time ina cross walls, unaona strength yake inapungua. So inaipick and then inaiboost, sasa inaipitisha on the other side.
Inafika kwa hiyo.
Exactly. And then number 2, unaweza change position ya mahali umeweka hiyo router yako. Kama ulikuwa umeweka mahali mbali sana, you can try to put it somewhere at the center of all the 3 rooms that unataka kuwe na Wi-Fi signal, and then you see.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Francis, for that answer. And Masimbone, if you need more of this information, get Francis Omondi across all platforms. Utaona mtu amevaa specs kama huyu na amevaa koti ya blue na kona tie ya red na shati ya white. Hiyo ndo profile picture yake, I think, in all social media platforms. And you can also email him at francis@geoit.co.ke. And we have Justina Kageni, always interested in anything IT. This is very nice. Good work.
Asante. That name is familiar, eh?
Justina Kageni, that was my classmate, and she's currently doing some IT stuff here in Nairobi. Specialized IT pale IS.
Vizuri.
Thank you very much, Justina, for always joining us at the Alternative Voice on our shows. Winnie Mireri, congratulations Kuzo. Kazi ndio yako hapa.
Nakwambia hii familia lazima tunasupportiana bro.
This is now a good family. Maybe watu wangu wanavote hapa. 5 songs Max. Cleo, great to watch you, and Omondi, always clever, Canning Kalulu. This is what I was looking for. Excellent job. That's Joycelyn McKenna.
Joycelyn, classmate, back in Moi, eh? Thank you, McKenna.
Sawa, memories zinarudishwa hapa. Great Hope Children's Home anasema congratulations and keep it up. We have Quinta Otieno. This is my sister watching us live from Kisumu County. Support system is good. Thank you very much, Mwalimu, for joining this live discussion from Kisumu County. We have Toto Lakisi watching you live. Where are you watching us live from? Are you still in Saudi Arabia, or are you watching us from Europe? Toto Lakisi, tell us down there where you are watching us from. Yes. Yeah, and we have so many people who are here. I want to get comment from Daniel Jaka, well-explained engineer. Does GeoIS have uncertainties since it's so digitalized? Otherwise, thanks for answering my question. Kindly note that, Francis, you'll come with it after this break that we're having for the comments and the feedback from our users and our listeners, viewers tonight. And please advise if taking GIS as a major, as a great future, as a career. That's another question that you'll be answering after this short break. Great Hope Children's Home, Omondi, unataka kuekelea dunia kwa mikono. Yani hivi. Yeah, that's what you want.
Nimeekelea kwa mkono.
Umeshika dunia kwa mikono yako.
Umeshika dunia kwa mkono na iko kwa nyumba yangu.
Dunia nzima iko kwa nyumba yako.
Na iko kwa nyumba yangu.
Amazing, Francis. We are learning. Actually, there are things I thought I knew, but to my surprise, I'm getting to learn some things here. Francis Odhiambo, watching and learning. Thank you very much. Jojo Gutu, tuned in from Kikuyu. Great insights being shared by Francis Omondi. Thank you very much, Jojo Gutu, for joining us.
Jojo Gutu, thank you. He's my co-founder at GeoIT.
Amazing. Thank you very much for joining this and for supporting Francis Omondi. And we'll be telling us after this break, as we bring this discussion to an end, it's 41 minutes past 8, and we'll be bringing it to an end very soon. Ian Kiptanui, well done, keep shining. And we have Nicole Caroline Omolo, tuned in from Nairobi, Kenya. Yes, support system very strong. Francis, what do you say? Yes. Alex Sonsanse. Masimbone, asante kwa hiyo swali yake. Sikuwa najua inaweza ulizwa hapa. Umejibiwa Alex na Masi. Asante sana kwa kuulizia swali Masi. And Aeka, KK, Cedric, awesome conversation. Cleophas Oluoch, shati nayo imeweza. Courtesy of Mamu Men. Follow Mamumen on Facebook and all social media platforms for you to get amazing offers for men. Yes. By the way, ndo maana nimevaa hii show imedhaminiwa na Mamumen. Check it out, alafu ukimaliza usanitize. Sina sanitizer yangu hapa lakini. Yes. That's it. Total see Mercy Mbone CI. Nice question. I have the same problem and I hope Omondi has explained that question, answered that question very well. Yes, tuko na watu hapa. Moses Geoffrey here for the first time. Thank you very much. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and like, follow our Facebook so that you can get more of these videos. Anasema, I salute you, Francis, Cleophas, and the viewers here. Well done, guys. Keep it up, Omosh. Dixon Papale, shida ya Mercy niko nayo pia, anaishi Rongai huyu. And thanks for the advice. Nitatafuta repeater. Yes, repeater ni kitu ina boost. Yes, and Justina Kageni has the following to say. Mercy Mbone, you can get Wi-Fi extender. I guess that's the repeater you're talking about. And
actually, that's the professional name, Wi-Fi extender.
In your room. Yes, I think that will help. Thank you very much, Justina, for that. Mercy Mbone, you are getting solutions here. Cool Sizo, Broman, ameweka hapo nini yangu mimbwekse. Receive Omosh.
Yo bro.
Yes, Broman. Asante sana. Two wheelers there, really informative. Shak Charles, nakuja unipe internship. Huyu nageza ku India. Anataka kukuja huku umpe internship. You'll maybe tell us if you have opportunities so that we can continue sharing on our platforms. We have Lorna Karumba. Congratulations, Francis. Success. Successful people look like you and great Manchester United. Vile Willy Saburu sema.
Successful people, bado sijafika hapo. Asante sana.
Yes, thank you very much. Tuko kwa safari na tunaendelea vizuri na we have Millicent Ochieng. I agree with the guests. Geospatial data is awesome. And this is a data scientist, by the way, who is currently at the University of Rwanda, or is it Rwanda University? Millicent, correct us where possible, but she's really concerned with data. Yes, na naweza kusaidia in one way or the other. She was also in Moi University. Na kwa hapa kusema, geospatial data is awesome and can help solve real world problems and making decisions not from hunches or small surveys, but based on real data-driven facts. That's data science. Thank you very much, Millicent. And one of our directors.
Sasa shida zetu zote ni data. Usikuje kudanganywa nafikiria hivi. Hata mahali ya kutaka kuweka duka yako. The optimal point of you setting up a shop. I don't want to mention brands or merchandises, but
kwa sababu hawajalipia
free advertisement. There are some institutions. Let me acha tuweke tu obvious questions. Kuna petrol stations zingine unaonanga mahali imewekwa huyu jamaa ataweza, si ndio?
Yes.
Kuna mahali ingine utaona kitu sema
usitaje location.
Kuna kitu inaitwa location intelligence. You want to set up this thing. So where is the optimal point that if it is a shop or anything you want to set up, that lazima uweke. Kuja GeoIT, we also offer those services.
Interesting, Francis. We have Mercy anasema tuned in. Thank you very much for joining us. Dixon Papale, support system indeed. Cleophas Oluoch. Asante sana Dixon Papale for the comment and the feedback. Josephine Kieti. Thanks, Francis. I guess I have to change my router position. Francis, you've changed a life. You've changed lives tonight. People must watch Wi-Fi and people must watch Netflix and people must watch the alternative voice every Saturday now that we are on curfew from 8. Yes, we are here. Consolata Nyambura, tuned in from Nyeri. Nice work.
Thank you.
Dennis Kiragu, cheers, bro. Thank you very much. Amazing. Great Hope Children's Home. This show ni poa na moto. Want to tag friends. Please tag them and bring them on board. Let them subscribe and we'll be enjoying more of these great discussions every Saturday night at 8 p.m. East Africa time. Toto Lakisi watching us live. Mgeni anaelewa aje. Mgeni anaitwa aje, we follow him on Facebook. Tafadhali. By the way, aliniambia ako single. Sijui kama amebadilisha msimamo, but atatuambia kama show inaisha. How my love for IT met space science. That's the topic tonight. We'll be coming back for more of this comment and feedback on Facebook and YouTube as well as Twitter if you're joining us there. But we would like to get Francis Omondi answering the question that was raised there earlier. Francis, if you can still remember it, from Daniel Jaka.
Does GIS has any uncertainties since it's so digitalized? It doesn't have any uncertainties because remember, the world currently, we are in the fourth industrial revolution. This fourth industrial revolution is driven by technology. Technology, we use digital data. So there is no uncertainty whatsoever. Actually, if you check even the current trends that even affect GIS, like right now, Safaricom has rolled out 5G. But do you really know what 5G comes to offer for us? Achana na hii maneno ya waves or anything. You see, going forward, we have this thing that is called the Internet of Things, whereby everything can be connected and will be connected. So you can be flying to Mumbai or Dubai, but you can switch on the lights in your home, you can irrigate your farm. So now, for this connection between whichever device you are using and your other things back at home or wherever it could be, there must be a very strong backbone to support this. And that's why now we are having a very huge investment in fiber optic because speeds are faster, speeds of light. Is it 3.0 times 10 raised to power? Is it 32 meters per second? Just imagine. Yes, exactly. So that's why we are having all that, and 5G is coming in so that we're able to experience better speed. So that in as much as you are trying to connect things from home, it happens in real time. See, kama ile una buffer click, inazunguka pap. So now, the second part.
And the second part, Francis, as you answer the second part, because we are 4 minutes to the end, it's now reduced to 3 if you want to push the discussion. If you can tell us at that point, as you answer the second question, about your company, and that's GeoIT Solutions. And these people have GIS as major. How can they get into that career? Do you offer opportunities, as someone asked there, someone wants to intern? Will you be in a position to do that, or can you refer them to any other place? We have those who take geospatial engineering in various universities around. Where can they get such information? And share with us on your website. I can see it there on the screen, www.geoit.co.ke. So take us through your company, Francis, and what you do, and if there are prospects for career advancement.
Thank you. So, Dan, first, if you major in GIS, I'm telling you, especially the Kenya Sai, he industry jakuwa saturated, you are on the right path. Go for it. So, do we offer opportunities? Yes, as GeoIT, we offer opportunities. We offer opportunities in internship, and we also refer. You know, based again with our capacity and other internal issues, like how many people can you have at a time and all that. We also have networks. We can refer you to others. So kindly just check on our website, geoit.co.ke. You can hit me up at francis@geoit.co.ke. Kindly send, and then from there we can have the discussion for it. Thank you.
Amazing. If you're watching this live discussion and you want to get an opportunity, if you have GIS as your major, kindly follow Francis Omondi, follow GeoIT on Facebook, as well as other social media platforms. Follow them on their website, that's www.geoit.co.ke. For more information, that's the screen on your that's the website for GeoIT, and they are unleashing the power of place. And you can check it out. That's where you'll get the contact info and possibly get referrals elsewhere. Yes, Total Akisi mgeni anaitwa aje, we follow him on Facebook. Anaitwa Francis Omondi. Follow him and you'll be in a position to hear from him and get the appropriate response from him. Oriwo Samuel watching us from Moi University. Awesome, bro. And Better Graphics, that Better Uma on YouTube. Francis Omondi, kindly elaborate on remote sensing. I don't know if you can have 30 seconds on that, Francis.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Remote sensing, simply put, is getting data about something or an object without being in contact with it. And in this particular aspect, it's matter space. We use satellites to monitor weather patterns, to find navigational routes and all that. You're able to, like on Google Map, the shortest spot from A to B. How are you able to do it? There's a satellite in space that is custom made for getting traffic data, live updates. It fits for you. You cannot see, but you're able to get that information and you're not in contact with the route. So that is remote sensing in 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, Francis Omondi. Hope you got that explanation right. You might be using your Google Maps, you don't know how it works. Kindly contact Francis Omondi, the brains behind such great maps and great information systems that are there for us to use. Francis Couture's, congratulations, son. All the best. I'm proud of you, Frank.
Asante sana.
Yes, ni Couture sama Coutus. Francis nakuuliza swali. Aya, sawa. Hiyo tutarudi. Josephine Kieti alisema pale juu hiyo shati imeweza. By the way, you can gift your loved ones during this Easter season. I can connect you on how to get it. And we have Pascal Sala, who is watching us from Kakuma. Please, your place of origin. Juu hii akili inakaa ya South Nyanza yenye imekula kichwa ya samaki. Kudos my friend.
To him, he demolish engine ya aquatic creature.
You've devoured.
Dismantled.
Kudos, my friend, for bringing us this brilliant mind. And Francis said the ancestral home is from Migori County, and of course, you know where that county is. And we have Celestina Award. Congratulations, son. I'm very proud of you, Mom Francisca.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad.
Mosh. Baba Beomosi. Yes, Baba Omosi, Francis. Pascal Sala, my 50 minutes well spent. Thank you very much for joining us. And Children's Home, Sema, good night. All cool, Sizo, Aja, bro. Ni Difre, yes, Difre, amesema Francis Odhiambo. I'm glad I had an opportunity to watch and get to know much. I'm a lover of technology as a backbone of future smart cities. I admire to use GIS tech in Singapore, for instance. Good progress. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
The same is happening. The same of smart cities is happening. Kindly check Konza website. It's going to be the first smart city in Africa. Just check how they're doing it, well planned and everything. So as much as you check on Singapore, hapa nyumbani pia tunaifanya kule Konza.
Amazing, amazing, Francis. And so as we bring this to an end tonight, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for always sparing your time at night on Saturdays and joining our shows at night. I've been your host for tonight, Cleophas Oluoch, and Francis Omondi. If you have one word to that youth outside there who needs to be motivated, what would you tell them as far as passion and career is concerned as we bring it to an end?
One thing, if it doesn't scare you, don't go for it. But if it scares you, it looks so big, it looks unattainable, go for it. You will not regret it.
Amazing. If it doesn't scare you, don't go for it. If it scares you, go for it. That has been our 53 minutes of live broadcast from the Alternative Voice. Thank you very much. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much. A new person watching us, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And next time we meet as we take a walk to Canada, I'll be talking to one amazing founder of Black Saints Media in Canada, and he'll be able to share with us Life Abroad, My Abroad Story by ZMD. This place next weekend on Saturday, the 3rd April, will be hosting ZMD all the way from Canada, who is a Kenyan, and he'll be explaining to us, is it all rosy for all those students who are abroad taking their various courses? Till that time, keep it the Alternative Voice. It's been a pleasure having you, Francis Omondi, and to all our viewers, do have yourself a good night. Remember to sanitize, wear your mask always, observe social distancing. COVID is real and it's here with us. Stay safe. Take your lemon, water, as you continue energizing. Thank you very much and have a good night from us at the